Hi, it's William Taylor with Adapad Realty, and man, we've had a crazy week of all kind of news and everything, and I'm here to help you make sense of everything that's been going on. Now, if you're in the market as a home buyer or seller, you may have heard that this past Wednesday, the Fed cut the benchmark rate by a quarter point. Some people wanted a half a point. Some people wanted them to stand pat. They split the difference, which means no one was completely satisfied. And in my opinion, that's probably a good thing. When you make everyone angry, no one's completely happy. That's probably where you need to be. Lenders had been counting on the cut for several weeks, so we might not see any additional moves in the immediate future. It might be a little bit of time before that actually happens. Now, the Fed is tasked with keeping the economy strong. To do that, their job is, to keep inflation down and the labor market strong. And right now we're seeing increasing inflation. It's not a bunch, but it's a little bit, and that would indicate that they would want to keep the rates down or maybe lower the rates. But we're also seeing a weaker than expected job market, and that would indicate that they might need to raise the rates. And to make it even more confusing, more of a balancing act, consumer spending was up in August. However, according to Moody's, the top 10% of income earners accounted for 49% of all retail spending. And in my opinion, that doesn't signal a strong, healthy economy. We want that to be a little bit more balanced. So what does that mean for the Northern Kentucky real estate market? And if you're looking to buy or sell a home in Northern Kentucky, well, I'm here to help synthesize all of this information to make it make sense to you. If you're a seller, you want to know that buyer activity is up, supply is still lagging, and there is an opportunity if you need to move or if you've been thinking about making a move. This is not typically the best time of year to do it, to put your home on the market, but the supply is relatively low, and the buyer demand is increasing. So this is as good as any time, in my opinion, to go ahead and put your home on the market. And what you want to do is you want to make your home the obvious choice, and you do that by increasing curb appeal, eliminating clutter, and making minor repairs and improvements when you can, and then also pricing your property to attract the biggest pool of buyers and generate multiple offers. That's at least the goal. I've seen so many houses where they just shoot for the stars, and I guess they think they might land on the moon even if they don't get to the stars, but I see houses that are just sitting and the rate cuts go down and down and down, and meanwhile they have the holding costs of paying mortgages and utilities and maintenance, all that stuff. If they would have priced their property correctly from the beginning, they would have generated the kind of activity that is likely to elicit multiple offers, and they would be out of their home. They would be sold and done with that transaction, that part of their life, and moving on to the next thing. If you're a buyer, rates are down, and they're likely to go down over the next several months, but there's no guarantee in that. So my advice is, if you have solid employment, you're in healthcare, logistics, skilled trades, or something like that, and you buy within your budget, you may be able to score yourself a deal, especially if you're handy with your hands, and you're handy and you know how to make repairs and stuff like that. You might be able to score yourself a really nice deal. So the important things for buyers, though, is to make sure your debt to income ratio is straight, and to make sure you know just how much home you can afford. If you would like any help, if you're a buyer or seller in Northern Kentucky and you want any help with trying to suss all that out and figure out what your next steps are, or if you're ready to get down to business, make sure you contact me. I take a consultative approach to help people get from where they are to where they want to be.